got $140 worth of diesel fuel in the back. That could have been a lot more, because there's two different kinds of diesel. There's diesel that goes in off-road heavy equipment, and then there's diesel that goes in trucks. And apparently the only difference is how much it's taxed and the color of it. So green diesel is for diesel trucks, and apparently if you get caught with the diesel police or something with red diesel in a truck, you're in trouble. Well, it's cheaper, so I got 55 gallons, or no, I got 50 gallons. I got 50 gallons and a drum for $140. Pretty darn good price. I have no, what do they charge me for a barrel? $40? So the gas was $100, $2 a gallon. I think diesel I saw at the regular gas station for diesel is like $3 a gallon. That's quite a savings. So I'm gonna try to get there and throw the drone up real quick and get some shots of what I did yesterday, just to give progression, because everything I did, literally I have shots, although the best shots I have from the best shots that I should have had from the other day's drone are corrupted. Literally a 5 gig file is corrupted. That's a thing now I have to concern myself with when I'm filming. I just want to turn the camera on. I bought a big SD card and I just let that thing roll the whole time. Well, if it's in corrupted mode, then I'm just gonna get, although it was switching back and forth, I think, that maybe gave me a corrupted, I don't know. Anyway, all the really, like, I was flying like the road, the way the driveway was gonna go in. So I was flying that route, so they would have seen everything change, but nah, it's, nah. Yeah, I still have shots of it before, but not these cool shots of actually flying where the road was gonna be, and then flying where the road was. Now it's there. The whole process is holy cow. So you have, I don't know what to call it, powder? When I got out of the backhoe yesterday, I smelled the ocean, which is kind of like, I'm wondering if this all was an ancient seabed, and that's why it smells like the ocean, and it's so freaking powdery. Oh, it's so powdery, it's like, it's ridiculous. And what I wanted to do is, if I would have had this backhoe on time, I would have more carefully separated the layers as I grab them. But now I'm just throwing piles everywhere. I have it for a week. If I'm done, then I'll move all those piles to one pile. I have to build a screener to separate everything. I got freaking grass, sagebrush, hopefully not too much juniper, and then the rocks and sand. I'll get a screener set up that'll hopefully sort all that stuff out automatically just by dumping it on one end of the thing, and then just whoosh, divides itself out into different grades of stuff, like sandy powder, more pebbly, and then like smaller rocks and bigger rocks. The process is quite a process to get. I mean, like, it's just literally digging out a whole entire layer of earth to get it out of the way, to get down to different earth that's not so powdery. So it's just like scooping. Really, it just doesn't end. I've taken out tons of powder, but there's still a lot there. I guess if I kept going down, I could find, ooh, look at that gravel pile. Oh, that's a nice pile of gravel. a nice road or floor. Holy cow. Hopefully this composition of this dirt is going to be awesome for poured earth. It gets so powdery. It's just like, oof, oof. I think that would be good for poured earth, but I don't know. The scale in which I want to do this poured earth is way beyond this little concrete mixer I bought. Because I'm thinking like corner posts on the corners of the property. So what people normally do is they like build this little wood thing, a little wood corner thing that's like all supported together, and that's what the corners of their property is how the fence goes around. I'm not even sure I'm going to do a fence. All this powdered dirt is freaking probably going to make an awesome wall. I might make a wall fence type thing, like I said before, with the foundation blocking the animals from crawling underneath. I want to be able to have animals running around without other animals from wild animals coming in and eating them. It's going to be a little bit of a project to kind of shore up a 10-acre boundary. Although one whole side is already taken care of by the neighbors, so I don't really have to worry about that at the start. I'm thinking about pouring like ginormous corners in there on the property. Like literally like 4 feet thick by like using full sheets of plywood as forms. So having a full 4 by 8. Now that's a giant volume, and that's huge volume. To pour something like that with that mixer that I have would be ridiculous. You can't just say, hey, mixing company, I want poured earth. They don't do that. You just can't say, hey, mixing company, just show up with an empty cement mixing truck and I'll fill it. They have all that. They buy the truck because they have a cement thing that mixing puts it in the truck, and the truck takes it and keeps it mixing so it doesn't harden up. It's like literally like a time thing. And the reason why I need fencing, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna do fencing, I might as well doing walls. If I'm doing walls, I need a concrete mixer. And a lot of it's because I gotta get rid of a lot of this freaking powdery dirt. I mean, it could mix into other soil, but just getting rid of it and using it to build walls with, I think is a better use of it than trying to convert it to, because whatever's underneath is gonna have to do the conversion to good topsoil. But I'm gonna be bringing in a lot of mulch. I still need a backhoe. I don't have a backhoe. I rented a backhoe. And I need a cement mixing truck. And with those two things, I will be able to put in all the basic infrastructure of the place. Be able to clear the land and pour the foundations and pour. I might just be able to rent a mixing truck, but hopefully the invention's gonna do me freaking awesome. That's my hope at this point, to pay for all this stuff, because backhoes and cement mixing trucks are not cheap. I mean, there's probably I probably need to spend the backhoe's $36,000, and a cement mixing truck's probably gonna be like, one that isn't gonna break down is probably gonna be like $50,000. So there's like $90,000 of it just to get started. Because my first thing that I'm wanting to do is deal with waste, right? So to deal with waste, I have to dig in and pour out an underground kind of room thing. That starts with the backhoe. I probably could pull off that little thing with that little cement mixer, just doing load after load after load after load to fill stuff up to get it done. I have not really figured out how to build a top over that thing. I know it needs to be set down in the ground far enough to take advantage of the Earth's heat, the Earth's constant temperature. So it needs to be down like, I think I need to dig like, I think 6 feet. Actually, I should probably dig tall enough for me. See, but the roof could go like this, up above ground a little bit. The roof doesn't necessarily have to be flush with the ground. There's no requirement for that. I think I want to put the biodigester down there as well, because it has the same criteria. It needs to be kept warm, so it creates its own heat to a certain extent, as long as it's not exposed to super cold temperatures like freezing, or even less. I think it's like 55 underground. With it, and then the sewage treatment plant, all in this underground thing, just the heat that all gives off, and the fact that it's underground, is what I'm hoping is going to be good enough to keep that whole system from freezing and keep it bioactive. So what makes a biodigester work is its ability to convert stuff into methane. Well, it uses bacteria out of a cow's or out of an animal's stomach to do that, okay? So introducing that bacteria into the sewage treatment system I'll introduce a little bit of animal waste into that, and then my thought is my vents off of that, I could be totally wrong, because there's an anaerobic side, there's an aerobic side, and you know, you only vent like the last one, and by the time the last one is, those bacteria that are off-gassing, those might not be might not be making anything like methane. So I could be totally wrong, but it's not going to hurt anything. And all I'm going to do is, instead of just venting the sewage treatment plant, instead of just venting that up into the atmosphere, I'm going to tie that into the biodigester, hoping that I'm going to get more methane out of it. Why not? Oh, if I'm collecting methane off of both biodigester and sewage treatment plant, holy cow, bonus gas. And I'm hoping that by compressing methane, I can use it for everything I can use propane for. So that's like one of my immediate things, is to try to get where I can compress that methane into a usable, like, I don't even know what the PSI that these propane tanks are running at. I've seen people do it with refrigerator compressors. Compressing gas is compressing gas, so it's just building that and then making it so it doesn't explode. Then I'm just like thinking about like the reality is, like, I'm one guy that eats like everything on his plate. So where's all this stuff coming from to feed these biodigesters? Like, oh, all my food scraps. What food scraps? I lick the plate. So yeah, there's that.